Good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon and welcome. I am Chief Rex Troche. Can everybody hear me back there? All right. I would like to thank everyone for attending today's ceremony. Considering just yesterday we had major flooding, high winds, and then for us to be able to pivot and still have this event is amazing. I want to thank Barb Ross, where you're at, Barb. Barb's back there. She's the tip of the spear. When I asked her a few times, do we want to postpone it? She said, absolutely not. So. We are excited to be swearing in 18, and that's right, I said 18, of our best and brightest today. Largest class we've ever had in the history of SPD. So with that being said, I think if we're doing something pretty big, then we should start off with something pretty big. So ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of SMA, that's Sarasota Military Academy, Major Michael Finley, the mighty Sarasota Military Academy Drumline. always a first, right? Figured we might as well do it. So I want to thank Major Finley and members of the SMA Drumline for kicking off our ceremony in such a fun and memorable way. So one more round of applause, please. Thank you. My ears are still popping on that one. I'd also like to thank our greeters. I think I'm supposed to push this forward right now, Barb. Here we go. I'd also like to thank our greeters, students from Booker Law Academy. Booker Law Academy provides students a rigorous academic program in conjunction with coursework in law and criminal justice studies. So I want to thank you for the partnership. So everyone you saw greeting you that was coming in as part of the Booker Law Academy. So I want to thank them, please. And now it's time, and I want to introduce to you our new officers, starting with Brandon Close, Bradley Cohen, Brendan Cook, William Dell, Woody Divers, Cameron Fountain, Shane Gaines, Ronaldo Grignon, Alexandria Hanley, Brady Jackson, Oscar Martinez II, Orlando Perez, Felipe Silva, Alan Mitch Sipple, Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Vela, I'm not done yet, Corey Waiters, and Xavier Whitfield. Round of applause, please. Officers, you may be seated, please. At this time, I would like to invite Rabbi Michael Sheffrin from Temple Emmanuel to provide the invocation.
Good morning, everyone. 18 of you. He said, Rabbi, I'm a rabbi. In Jewish tradition, the number 18 has big meaning. It's made up of the letters Chet and Yud, which are the 8th and 10th letters in the Hebrew alphabet. And it means life. It means living. And today is a true machaya, as we would say in Hebrew. A moment, a statement in time when you've given our life purpose, you've given us joy, and how we're grateful to be above ground, to witness and cheer you on today. I'm going to offer a prayer in the way that my people pray, but I want to invite all of you who are here who pray to pray along in what way feels most comfortable to you. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, may the God and God of our ancestors watch over these upstanders as they enter this next stage in their journey. You've brought them on this sacred task of serving in harm's way. We ask that you provide them with strength and resolve to stand with freedom, justice, and compassion as they enter the beginnings of this sacred work. We pray that their skill, dedication, service to protect our homes, our businesses, our streets, and the places of our memories. We ask that it's met with your grace. We pray for perseverance and strength to be with them as they stand at their posts. We pray that the way they walk in the world assures us, the citizens of the world, of what is right and good. We pray that their inner strength will be put towards guarding the safety of society and putting the stranger above their own. We ask you, God, to teach these people of service, to shine like their badges. Teach them to shine that light into the dark corners. We ask that they be safe and whole in body and in spirit. We ask that you grant their commanders wisdom and discernment to guide them in decision-making so that the will of heaven is implanted in their minds. We ask you, God, to watch over their family and friends who live with a constant sense of concern. Though they do not wear a badge or uniform, they are among the devoted and brave, supporting those here in this front row who will serve. We pray that wherever their orders take them, we ask that they are protected from pain, from loneliness on a daily basis. And we pray that all of their efforts are crowned with victory and with the assurance that we, who depend on them, that they know that we appreciate and understand the great difficulty of their work. May we all be privileged to know and savor the blessings of shalom, of wholeness, of security and peace. In Psalm 121, it says these words, Adonai yishmerecha mikol ra. May God protect you from all evil. Yishmor et nafshecha. May God protect your soul. Adonai yishmor tzeitecha uvoecha. May God guard your goings out and your comings in. Me'ata ve'ad olam. From now until forever. May God bless you. May God bless all law enforcement. May God bless the United States of America. Together let us say, Amen.
Well, you can tell why we asked him to come here, right? Thanks, Rabbi Mike. Appreciate you. So at this time, I'd like to recognize our city officials who joined us today. We have, starting with, let's see, Commissioner Trice is here. Thank you for being here, Commissioner Trice. And we have Commissioner Liz Alpert's here. Mayor, Vice Mayor. Vice Mayor, sorry. We have Commissioner Jen Ahern-Koch here. We have the Mayor, Kyle Batty, here. City Manager Marlon Brown, where are you, sir? And I'm not sure if Deputy City Manager Pat Robinson's here. Okay, well, he's here in spirit, so yay. So at this time, I'd like to thank all the families for coming. Thanks for raising such great kids, great people, great human beings. And we're so lucky to be bringing them into our SPD family. Thank you very much. I'm going to go through the process. The officers know what they've been through, and I'm sure it's been arduous at times, and I'm sure some of the families understand, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. Obviously, these officers have worked very hard to be here, and they sacrificed a lot throughout their lives to get to this point. They have participated in numerous interviews, background investigations, physicals, psychological evaluations, attended the police academy, fitness training, and finally, our agency-specific training, which I know for sure is grueling. These officers are the best and the brightest, and I cannot be more proud to be swearing all of you in today. I would be remiss if I did not thank the members of our agency that played a large role in preparing them for today. I want to start with thanking our recruiters who recruited, again, the largest class in the history of our agency. I'd like to thank Jack Carter. Where you at, Jack? Thank you, Jack. Enrique Nazario is also one of our recruiters. He couldn't be here. He had a family emergency. Our prayers are with him. And I just want to explain the process. Police departments don't get 18 officers, especially an agency our size. So Jack and Enrique had a challenge before them, and we all came together and we put our heads together, and they understood the mission and they accomplished the mission. So thank you again, Jack and Enrique. Thank you. I'd like to thank the members of the training unit. Sergeant Dan Weinsberg, where are you at, Danny? There he is. Thank you, Dan. Officer Eric Mazak, raise your hand, thank you. Officer Nicholas Dominus, raise your hand. And this class was so big that we had to assign somebody from patrol, who's our big Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, running guy, defensive tactics guy, Paul Lockwood. Raise your hand, Paul. And then the lady that keeps it all together, Miss Tina Shumway, thank you for doing everything. And at this time, I'd like to administer the oath. I'm going to ask all candidates to rise and face the audience, please. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Hereby upon my oath. Solemnly swear that I will. To the best of my ability. Uphold, protect, and defend. The constitutions of the state of Florida. And the United States of America. I further swear that I will. To the best of my ability. Enforce the ordinances, laws, rules, and the regulations as enacted by the City of Sarasota, Florida. The state of Florida. And the United States of America. I will at all times maintain and conduct myself in a manner befitting a police officer of the City of Sarasota, upon which I am now about to enter. May you put your hand down. Congratulations. At this time, Deputy Chief Mayforth is going to call up each officer who will be joined by the person they have selected to have the honor of pinning their badge. Please remain up front while he's read your bio. We have 18 new officers. Let's do this.
Good morning, everyone. I am Deputy Chief Scott Mayforth, and it is my absolute honor and privilege to stand before you today to introduce and read the biographies of our newest officers. Guys, we are very, very excited to bring you all on board. Welcome. All right, well, we have 18, so I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to start by calling Officer Brandon Close. He's going to be pinned by his girlfriend, Kaylin Kane. Also attending are his girlfriend's parents, Judy and Brian Kane. Officer Close would like to recognize the following individuals who could not be in attendance today. His father, Greg Close, his mother and stepfather, Lisa and Len Flynn, his father's partner, Pam, his stepbrother, Brady Flynn, and his mentors and friends, Melissa and Tad Buchanan. Officer Close is 30 years old. He grew up in Kirkland, Washington. He graduated from Washington State University, where he received a bachelor's degree in political science. He has worked locally at Sarasota Ford in sales and finance, as well as the Ritz-Carlton as guest service supervisor until he could complete the dream of becoming a law enforcement officer, which started in 8th grade with a very special school resource officer. He received his law enforcement training from Manatee Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Close. I'd like to next call up Officer Brad Cohen. Officer Cohen will be pinned by his wife, Amy Cohen. Also in attendance are his stepmother, Robin Cohen, his mother-in-law, Faye Salinas, his friends Sergeant Scott Guzman, and Officer Greg Pierce from the Northport Police Department. Officer Close would like to recognize his daughter Haley and his mother Margaret Cohen, who could not be in attendance today. Officer Cohen is 38 years old. He was born and raised in Fort Myers, Florida. Graduated from Cypress Lake High School in 2003. He was a firefighter for 14 years. He received his law enforcement training from STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Cohen. I'd like to call up Officer Brendan Cook. Officer Cook will be pinned by his fiancée, Annalise Iannone. Also attending are his mother, Kelly Cook, his father, Stephen Cook, his future mother-in-law, Carolyn Iannone, his grandparents, Tony and Bonnie Cangliosi, and Kathy and Jerry DeLong. Officer Cook would like to recognize his brothers, Logan and Jordan, who could not be in attendance today. Officer Cook is 25 years old, and he grew up in Pinellas County. He served at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office as a corrections deputy from 2017 to 2022. He completed his law enforcement crossover training from the STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Cook. I'd like to call up Officer William Dell. Officer Dell will be pinned by his father, Clark Dell. Also in attendance are his mother, Patricia Dell, his fiancée, Isabella Levio, his brother, Ryan, his grandparents, Kathleen and Kevin Duffy. Officer Dell would like to recognize his sisters, Shannon and Sarah, who could not attend today. Officer Dell is 28 years old. He graduated from Florida State University with a bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary social sciences with undergraduate certificates in U.S. National Intelligence Studies and Emergency Management and Homeland Security Studies. He has worked as a caseworker for the 12th Judicial Circuit Court and was a public safety telecommunicator 911 operator. He received his law enforcement training from Manatee Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Dell. I'd like to call up Officer Woody Divers. He will be pinned by Chief Rex Troche. Also attending, his brother, Bonfil. Officer Divers would like to recognize his parents, Therese Joseph and Bonfil Divers, who could not be in attendance today, and his brothers, Daryl and Bonfil. Officer Divers is 35 years old. He was born and raised in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. He immigrated to the United States with his family in 2007. He is fluent in Creole and French. He graduated from Miami-Dade College in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in public safety administration and received his master's degree from the University of Phoenix in 2019 in public administration. He has served as a correctional officer from 2017 to 2020 and a detention deputy from 2020 to 2021 with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. He served as a police officer for the Chattanooga Police Department from 2021 to 2023. He received his law enforcement equivalency training from the Southeastern Public Safety Institute in St. Petersburg in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Divers. To call up Officer Cameron Fountain. Officer Fountain will be pinned by her mother, Jennifer Fountain. Also attending, her father, Thomas Fountain. Officer Fountain is 24 years old. She was born and raised in Florida. She graduated from Sarasota High School with honors in 2017. She received her bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of North Florida in 2019. She completed an internship with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and worked as a civilian child protection investigator with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. She received her law enforcement training from STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Fountain. I'd like to call up Officer Shane Gaines. Officer Gaines will be pinned by his mother, Raylene Gaines. Also in attendance, his father, Kenneth Gaines, and his brother, Austin Fralin. Officer Gaines is 23 years old. He was born and raised in Sarasota County. He graduated from the Sarasota Military Academy in 2018. He earned his bachelor's degree in criminology from the University of South Florida in December of 2022. He received his law enforcement training from Manatee Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Gaines. I'd like to call up Officer Ronaldo Grignon. How'd I do? Good? All right. He'll be pinned by his son, Jalen. Also in attendance, his wife, Yami Alonso, his son, Anthony, his mother, Miladis Luzado, his friend and former co-workers, Sergeant Chris Bentz, Wildwood Police Department, Officers Sean Jackson and Justin Pope from the Orlando Police Department, and Deputy Rashid Bank from the Citrus County Sheriff's Department. Officer Grignon is 37 years old. He is fluent in English and Spanish. He grew up in Cuba and served in the Cuban Army for 2 years. He came to the United States in 2008 and became a United States citizen in 2015. He served as a patrol officer and in the street crimes unit for the Wildwood Police Department in Sumter County, Florida. He is currently enrolled in college studying for his associate's degree in criminology. He received his law enforcement training from the Southwest Florida Public Service Academy in Fort Myers, Florida. Congratulations, Officer Grignon. Officer Alexandria Hanley. Officer Hanley will be pinned by her father, Scott Hanley. Also in attendance are her mother, Margie Hanley, and her best friend, Jessica Matthews. Not in attendance are her cousin, Sarah Boomer, her best friend, Lydia Hatfield, and her mentor and career inspiration, Sergeant Joe Nesbitt from the Lapeer County Sheriff's Office. Officer Hanley is 24 years old. She was born in Phoenix, Arizona, and grew up in Colorado and Michigan. She graduated from Stony Creek High School in Rochester, Michigan in 2017. She received her bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Oakland University in Michigan. She was an intern with the Lapeer County Sheriff's Office, and she received her law enforcement training from the Manatee Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Hanley. All right, halfway there, folks. I'd like to call up Officer Brady Jackson. Officer Jackson will be pinned by his mother, Michelle Jackson. Also in attendance is his father, retired SPD Detective Michael Jackson, and his brother, Vincent. Officer Jackson is 23 years old. He was born in Sarasota. He attended St. Martha's and Cardinal Mooney before moving to Ohio during his sophomore year, where he graduated from the Maplewood Career Center IT program. He started his college career at Pittsburgh Tech and completed his associate's degree from Kent State with a degree in criminology and justice studies. He completed his law enforcement training from the Manatee Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Jackson. I'd like to call up Officer Oscar Martinez II. He will be pinned by his wife, Carolina, and son, Isaiah. Also in attendance, his parents, Oscar and Maria Martinez, his mother-in-law, Emma and John Norbeck, his cousin and fiancée, retired Command Sergeant Major Alain Roquet and Maria Carrasco. Officer Martinez would like to recognize his sisters and their families who could not be in attendance today. Officer Martinez is 34 years old. He was born in Southern California and raised in Washington State. He graduated from Sela High School in 2007 and received his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Washington State in 2011. He is fluent in Spanish. He served in the United States Army from 2012 to 2019 as an infantryman, attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant. He received his law enforcement training from the Washington State Enforcement Academy in 2019 and his Florida certification training from Palm Beach College in 2022. He served as a patrol sergeant with the City of Sarasota Police Department from 2019 to 2023. Congratulations, Officer Martinez II. Officer Orlando Perez. Officer Perez will be pinned by his wife, Jessica Perez. Officer Perez would like to recognize the following individuals who cannot be in attendance today: his son, Jabin, D'Angelo, Johnny, and Abraham. His parents, Graciela Morales and Marco Puga. His sister, Claudine Puga, and niece, Daniela. Officer Perez is 35 years old. He was born in Havana, Cuba, and came to the United States in 2000 with his family. He speaks fluent Spanish. He graduated from Northport High School in 2006. He holds degrees in science and paralegal studies and is currently pursuing his master's degree in criminology. He served in the United States Army from 2006 to 2013, where he met his wife while they were serving together in Afghanistan. He worked for the Sarasota County Public Defender's Office from 2020 to 2022 in the roles of legal assistant and then as an investigator. He received his law enforcement training from the STC Criminal Justice Academy College in 2023, June, where he was voted class president. Congratulations, Officer Perez. Officer Felipe Silva. He will be pinned by his girlfriend, Shakira Cordero. Also attending, his mother, Olfa Marin, his father, Ramon Silva, his sister and brother-in-law, Daniela Silva and Nestor Ortiz, his brother, Francisco Silva, his niece, Emily Ortiz, his nephew and godson, Nestor Ortiz, Jr. Officer Silva is 30 years old. He grew up in New York and attended the Nassau Community College, where he received his associate's degree. He received his bachelor's degree from John Jay College of Criminal Justice. He served as a police officer for the New York Police Department for 6 years. He began his career patrolling the Manhattan subways and eventually transferred to the anti-terrorist unit, patrolling Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. He completed his law enforcement crossover training from the STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Silva. I'd like to call up Officer Alan Mitch Sipple. Officer Sipple will be pinned by his wife, Ashley Sipple. Also in attendance, his son Carson and daughter Sadie. Officer Sipple is 31 years old. He grew up in Charleston, South Carolina. He received his associate's degree from Trident Technical College. He received his bachelor's in criminal justice from the Military College of South Carolina, otherwise known as the Citadel. He received his law enforcement training from the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy in 2018 and his equivalency training for Florida from the Manatee Criminal Justice Academy. He served as a deputy with the Charleston County Sheriff's Office from 2018 to 2022, where he was an FTO and part of the Marine Unit. He also served as a deputy with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office from 2022 to 2023. He's a certified boat operator for National Association of State Boating Administrators and specialized in search and rescue. Congratulations, Officer Sipple. To call up Officer Jonathan Taylor. Officer Taylor will be pinned by his wife Anna and daughter June. Also in attendance, his mother and father, Juliet and Arnold Taylor, his mother and father-in-law, Andrea and SPD Captain Dimitri Konstantopoulos. Officer Taylor is 29 years old. He was born in Paris, France, and moved to Sarasota when he was 6 years old. He speaks fluent French. He graduated from Riverview High School in 2013. He received his associate's degree in criminal justice from the Tallahassee Community College. He completed his law enforcement training from the STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. Congratulations, Officer Taylor. Come on back. Oop. You might have her come back. I think she's being offloaded.
Get her. Take your time.
You what? All right. I'd like to call up Officer Leonard Vella. Officer Vella will be pinned by his girlfriend, Brianna Francis. Officer Vella would like to recognize his father, the late Len Vella, as well as his mother, Carm Vella, his sister Chelsea, and nephew Dominic, who could not be in attendance today. Officer Vella is 38 years old. He grew up in Ohio, but spent most of his time in Sarasota with extended family. He attended the pre-college program at Ringling College of Art and Design and earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Akron in graphic design. He began his career in 2009, putting himself through the Kent State University Police Academy in Ohio, where he worked for nearly 5 years as a police officer in Ohio before moving to South Carolina. In 2014, he started with the Somerville Police Department, where he spent 6 years, 4 of those as a patrol supervisor, FTO, instructor, and SWAT team member. Afterward, he went to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office, where he spent almost 3 years, with 2 of those as an instructor and SWAT team member. He completed his Florida law enforcement equivalency training from the Southeastern Public Safety Institute in St. Petersburg, Florida. Congratulations, Officer Vella. Got him. All right, I'd like to call up Officer Corey Waiters. Officer Waiters will be pinned by his father, Palmetto Police Department Captain Lorenzo Waiters Sr. Also in attendance is his brother, Manatee County Sheriff's Department Deputy Lorenzo Waiters Jr. Officer Waiters would like to recognize the following individuals who could not be in attendance today. His mother, Tasha Waiters, his sister, Brandy Waiters, his friends, Andres Perez, and SPD officer, Juan Becerra Torres. Officer Waiters is 35 years old. He was born and raised in Manatee County. He graduated from Lakewood Ranch High School in 2007. He received his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Kaiser University in 2010. He received his law enforcement training at the Manatee Criminal Justice Academy. He served with the Bradenton Police Department from 2014 to 2023 as a narcotics detective and task force officer with Homeland Security. Congratulations, Officer Waiters. Ready? I'm ready. Your last one? Bring it. All right. I'd like to call up Officer Xavier Whitfield. He will be pinned by his brother, Robert Whitfield. Also in attendance, his mother and father, Lynn and Anthony Whitfield, his grandmother, Dorothy Whitfield, his brother, Frederick Whitfield, and his sisters, Alicia and Naisha Whitfield. Officer Whitfield would like to recognize his brothers, Anthony and Chris, who cannot be in attendance today. Officer Whitfield is 21 years old. He was born and raised in Sarasota County. He graduated from Sarasota Military Academy in 2020. He completed his law enforcement training from the STC Criminal Justice Academy in 2023. All right. Congratulations, Officer Whitfield. All right. I'll now turn it back over to Chief Rex Troche.
I never thought that was going to end. So, at this time, I'd like to give another round of applause to that class. It's huge. And what's really cool is we went from 18 recruits to 19. Yeah. Congratulations, we need to get her a little badge. And by the way, her name is Junebug, everybody. That's her name. So cute. Oh, all right. So it's now my honor to introduce you to our guest speaker today, appointed by the President of the United States, attorney for the Middle District of Florida. He holds a position of great importance, responsibility for upholding justice and representing the interests of the United States of America. With extensive experience investigating and prosecuting cases, our guest speaker plays a pivotal role in ensuring the integrity of our legal system and safeguarding the rights of our citizens. During his career with the U.S. Attorney's Office, he has specialized in the investigation and prosecution of public corruption and white-collar crime cases. He has successfully prosecuted more than $500 million in fraud cases. He's a graduate of the University of North Carolina. We won't hold that against him. And a Harvard Law School graduate. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our esteemed guest speaker, United States Attorney Roger Handberg.
Thank you very much, Chief, for those kind words. I really appreciate them. This is such a wonderful event today because we have 18 really distinguished individuals who've decided to take a step, and they stepped up for everyone in this community. So, but before I get started, I really do think that this achievement and what they've been able to do requires us here in the community to stand up like they've stand up. So could you just join me in standing up and giving them a standing ovation for what they've accomplished? Well, thank you very much. So, as the United States Attorney for the Middle District of Florida, I have the privilege of serving as the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer for 35 counties in the state of Florida. Sarasota is one of those counties, and it's one that I know rather well. My wife has family here, and this is a county that my office works with on a regular basis. So it's a real honor for me to be here today to attend this ceremony for this swearing in for these 18 officers, for the largest class in the history of the Sarasota Police Department. For the 18 of you who've been sworn in, you really should be proud of what you've been able to accomplish. And the chief touched on it just a little bit for those of you in the audience, but becoming a law enforcement officer, a sworn law enforcement officer, to say it's not an easy task is really an understatement. It requires hundreds of hours of instruction. It requires training on a consistent and constant basis, course after course after course, training on firearms, critical incidents, communication, investigation, serving your community, and so many other subject matters. During the course of it, these 18 individuals had to develop both their mind and their bodies so they could serve their community as protectors of the peace. And so I can tell each of the 18 people who are here today that I know from my time as being a career federal prosecutor that from your training, you all are very well trained. And you're going to need every aspect of that to do the job that we as the community need you to do. You're going to be placed in difficult situations where you're going to have to make quick decisions that are going to be critical to protecting this community from harm. And you're going to be the face of the criminal justice system for everyone you meet. It's important that you remember that the work you do every single day matters. You're never going to be able to take a day off. Your work is important, and it's important that you do your job the way that you've been trained to do it. You must follow the law, and you must make sure that you always remember to conduct yourself in a manner in keeping with the trust that you've been given. And so both of those things are things that you both swore to, that all of you have sworn to in the oath that you've taken. You've sworn to uphold, protect, and defend the constitutions of the state of Florida and the United States of America, and to enforce the ordinances, laws, rules, and regulations of the City of Sarasota, the state of Florida, and the United States of America. And you have sworn to maintain and conduct yourself in a manner befitting a police officer. You should be proud that you work for a police department where both parts of your oath are ingrained in every single officer who works for this department. The work that the Sarasota Police Department does is excellent. I know because I've worked with this office for many years, and my office has prosecuted many cases that have been investigated by the Sarasota Police Department. And those of you in the community, you should be proud of the police department that you have. They do some of the largest cases that are prosecuted by my office in the Middle District of Florida. Large-scale drug trafficking cases, violent crime and firearms cases, fraud cases, cases involving crimes against children. The work that this police department does, it holds up. And it holds up in federal criminal court and in state criminal court, where it is tested at the highest burden of proof that we have in our legal system, proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And the work of the members of this police department have received recognition from the highest levels of the United States Department of Justice. In fact, earlier this year, 2 detectives from the Sarasota Police Department received awards from the Attorney General of the United States of America. The Attorney General gave them both awards for distinguished service in community policing. Their work was for identifying a man who had murdered 2 victims. And it was not an easy investigation. It was one that required skill, dedication, expertise, perseverance, and commitment. Commitment to finding the truth, to doing justice for the victims, and to holding the defendant accountable. And the 2 detectives who did that work, they exemplified all of those traits. And they're excellent role models for the type of meaningful work that you're going to be entrusted to do at this police department. And you're not going to have to do any of it alone. Now, there may be times when you're going to be alone on a shift or a patrol, or where you're going to be the only person on site who's going to have to make a split-second decision. But you're never going to truly be alone. You're going to have the support of each other, and it's important that you maintain that support with each other. You're going to have the support of your colleagues, you're going to have the support of your chain of command, and you're going to have the support of your community. Each of you should look out and care for one another, and you should never be afraid to ask for help. Your jobs are difficult. You're going to see and experience things that few ever will. It's not a weakness to be impacted by your experiences, and I know that I speak for everyone here when I say that we care about you, and that everyone here today is committed to making sure that you always have a support network that can help you. And as you can see from this large turnout today, everyone in this community is grateful. We are so grateful that you have committed to public service and for your choice to work for this police department and to protect us here in this community. And we're also grateful to the families and friends who have helped get you to this point. Their love and support is a big reason why you're here, as is their sacrifice. Things aren't always going to be easy for your family, and you need to remember that. They're going to worry about you when you're on the job, and they're going to worry about the things that you experience and how that might impact you. They may not be on the shift with you, but there's times where your job is going to cause them stress. And from my over 20 years of experience as a federal prosecutor, I know that great police officers have many things in common, and one of them is they have great families and friends who love, support, and sacrifice for them. And so I want to just say to the families and friends for these 18 new officers who are out in the audience today and who couldn't make it, just thank you so much for everything that you did to get these 18 officers to this point. And thank you for everything that I know that you're going to do in the future to support them as they begin their public service. As I close, I want to thank all 18 of you again for your choice to serve this community. It really is inspiring. I mean, to hear your backgrounds, all of you could do anything that you want. You've really had amazing careers and lives. And the fact that you've decided in this time and place that you're going to raise your hand and take on this responsibility to take care of your community, it really is inspiring. And I know I speak for everyone here in the community when I say thank you. Thank you for making that choice. We're grateful for you taking on that responsibility. Because the reality is that few are willing to rush in when shots ring out. Most would flee. Few would dare to enter the darkness of night to face the unknown. Most wouldn't do that. But each of you here today, you've agreed to do that and to protect your community. And for your selfless courage despite the risk, all of us in this community are forever grateful. Thank you for agreeing to serve our community as officers with the Sarasota Police Department. You are joining an office with a long tradition of excellence, and you should be proud to be part of this police department. I wish you the best of luck in your career, and I'm grateful for your service to your community. Stay safe and always strive to do justice. Thank you very much.
Roger, thanks for those kind words. That was amazing and very inspiring. Thank you. And we really do appreciate our partnership, and we're going to continue to grow it as we move forward together. This time, I'd like to ask any city officials to make any closing remarks. Anyone? Mayor, you want to make some remarks? Mayor Kyle Batty, everybody, thank you.
Good afternoon. I come not only speaking, as I always say, not just for myself, but for the leadership of this great city. Vice Mayor Liz Alpert, our City Commissioner Jenny Herron-Koch, our City Commissioner Debbie Trice, and absentee Commissioner Erica Royal. Look at this. This is Sarasota. Yesterday it was storming, and today it's bright, sunny, and beautiful. My time as mayor will come to an end soon, but the pride in which I speak of our police department will not. I will always stand up for you as our commission does, our leadership does, and Mr. Marlon Brown and Deputy City Manager Pat Robinson, along with your Chief Troche and Deputy Chief Mayford. You are the pride of this city, and you are about to become a part of a great family. And you made that decision some time ago, which brought you here to this place today. Your pride in yourselves and your family's pride in you. It's the values, the principles that they instilled in you that got you to this place. So each and every day that you put on that badge and you walk out the door, I can't say enough that you not only carry the pride of yourself with you, but the pride of your family and that name as well. It's part of your character, the resolve, the resiliency that it's going to take for you to do your job each and every day. I come and I speak again with great pride in you all embarking on this journey to be the great men and women in blue of this great city. And I hope that I serve you as mayor just as well and as great as you shall serve this city, because we all live, work, and play under the veil of the protection that you provide for all of us. We don't take that for granted. I just want to let you know that we appreciate it. We appreciate you taking the step to be a part of this great family. Our city manager said to me, just texted me a minute ago and said, you know what, your speech was longer than mine. But I was about to text him and say, I know what, I'm gonna get him. No, but again, this represents the evolution of the city. We have 18 new recruits, and you're gonna evolve with this city. I'm sorry, 19 with Officer Junebug. Exactly. You know, again, but that speaks to where we are right now, where we're going. We don't get the rankings and accolades that we have because of the things that we're not doing, but because of the things that we are doing. And this is it. 18 new officers. 18, the largest in the history of this department. That speaks volumes. That's a testament to where we are as a city and what we can become. And you all represent that greatness. You all represent this. Again, show me any number of new recruits that are getting sworn in with this as their backdrop. I can say not many, if any. But again, you represent the best of us, and we want to thank you, tell you that we appreciate you. We'll always be there for you, and continue to be who you are and what got you to this place. Remember, your character is who you are, and you represent the character of this great police department. And you yourselves are great, and we thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We're very fortunate in this city to have such great support from the commissioners, and we're also very fortunate to have such great support from our city manager. City Manager Marlon Brown, would you like to come up and just say a few words, sir?
I'm not gonna let the mayor outdo me. So, good morning, everyone. I know I stand between you and lunch or enjoying, the rest of your family, so I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. Thank you, Rabbi Sheffrin. Thank you, U.S. Attorney Handberg. You stole my speech, so I'm not going to repeat it. This is the first time that we actually had a swearing-in ceremony where there was an actual noise violation. So I don't know who's going to step up here and cite the chief for that violation of the noise ordinance. The mayor and U.S. Attorney Hamburg said it right. The family that you're joining, the organization that you're joining, is one that we'll hold to the highest esteem, one that I think is recognizable throughout the nation. This is a top-notch organization. Sarasota has always built the kind of police department and continues to foster a positive culture of service to the community under the leadership of Chief Troche and Deputy Chief Mayforth. We always strive to ensure that at the beginning of your shift, we provide an environment that is safe, an environment that is supported, and an environment where you feel welcome. And we always want to ensure at the end of your shift that you feel that way, that you will come back to the next shift with that same environment welcoming you. One of the goals of filling vacancies is not just to fill it with warm bodies. It's just not to fill it with warm bodies. It is a goal to hire people that understand the community that you serve, that the role of a police officer, the power that you have to influence, and the respect for those that you serve. So we are grateful for the work that you'll be doing in our community. You'll be helping others when they can't help themselves. You'll be showing up at difficult situations, ready to help. And you will be a hero to those in need. You're appreciated. You're appreciated. Your families are appreciated for sharing you in the service that you're about to embark upon. So again, may you always be safe today, tomorrow, and forever. We congratulate you. We're wishing you great success. And I could not be happier and or more proud of welcoming 18 of you into the family that we call the City of Sarasota, actually 19. And I'll tell you that's a testament to the type of organization that we are, that the chief can say to Officer Taylor, hey, get up, go get your daughter and bring her back here. That's the type of organization that you are about to enter into. That's the kind of organization that we are. Congratulations and welcome.
Thanks, City Manager. Roger, you stole my words. City Manager then did a slam dunk on that. So when I talked to the recruits earlier today, I told them I just kind of wing it. I kind of feed off the vibe of the speakers that go before me. And that's what I'm gonna do. So recently, I took a hike. And it's not because my wife told me to take a hike. She actually went with me on this hike. And we started at an elevation of about 8,000 feet. That's where we started to go on our hike. And the hike was like a double diamond type, super expert hike. And we knew it was gonna be a little arduous, but it was about a 2,252 foot hike upward. So we started on it. And in the beginning, we were giddy, right? We looked good, we wore cute clothes to go on this hike. And as we continued, we took photos and we took in the moment, right? We looked at each other and like, God, this is beautiful. I don't hear a car, it's amazing. And then as we continued to ascend, it started getting steeper and steeper. And there were times where she would have to go up part of the trail, which we weren't even sure was part of the trail, and grab a tree, and she'd have to reach back and pull me up, and then we'd continue on. And then there were times where I had to grab a tree, and I had to reach back and pull her up. So as we continued up this essentially Mount Everest, I would say it is, we went from giddy and happy to a little less, a little somber, a little like, oof, we're not laughing anymore, we're not communicating anymore. And it got to a point where I think she wanted to quit, and I wanted to quit and go back, but we wouldn't communicate it. So we just kept putting our head down, putting one foot in front of the other. And then there just came a time where it was just not good at all. Like, we weren't talking anymore, we weren't communicating, and it was getting longer and longer of a trip. But then there came a time when we realized that if we were going to get any further, we had to communicate. We had to talk. We had to push each other through it. We had to help each other like family does. And then eventually, right when we thought we were at that breaking point, because we were communicating and talking with each other, we got right to the peak of that summit. And then we got to enjoy the libations once we got up there. And we got to hug each other, and we didn't want to look at a moment and say, hey, I didn't come this far to only come this far, and regret going back halfway, 3/4. We weren't going to do that. So that's family, right? We pulled together, we looked out for each other, we communicated, that's family. Well, that mountain is much like your career here, right? You look how beautiful y'all look right now. You look sharp, squared away. Everything's great, right? We're going into this new profession with smiles, right? What did I always say? Never let anybody take your smile away, right? But there's going to be days where it's going to be steep, and you're going to have to ask family members to reach back and pull you up. You're going to have to do that. And there's going to be days when you're not communicating. You're just having a bad day. That's part of it. We've all been through it. You're not going to talk anymore. And that's when you have to really reach out to your family and talk. You got to really express to them what you're going through, because they can't help you. And then there's going to be days where you see that summit and that peak, and you just need that push, and that family member is going to step up and give you that push, and you're going to make that summit. And when you're up there, that's going to be your career. Scott and I are already there. We're close to the summit of our career, but you guys are just starting your hike. So remember, you have multiple families, right? So you have your SPD family. You always reach out to us if you need anything, anytime. We're there for you. You have your family that's here, that came to support you, that has and is and will always be willing to give you a hand. And then you have your extended family members here as well, cousins, friends, neighbors. So remember, when you're having those bad days, remember my wife and I taking that hike, struggling, but together we got through it. Congratulations. And just to wrap it up, I want to thank Mary Benzel. I don't know if Mary Benzel's here. She's the director of this beautiful building. And I want to thank her and her staff for allowing us to use this. I think it was free. I'm not sure. Am I going to get a bill, boss? I don't know. So that being said, that concludes our ceremony. And this is what I ask of you. Hang out, enjoy each other's company, take photos up here.